All right. Here we go. Back again on the other side of the coin as champions. Champions, baby. 2021 Champions League champions. I just got to do this. Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's right. We got our boy Jonathan in the house. He makes a return. Just like, it's like a movie. Makes the return, Jonathan. Look at us. We're with the same jerseys.
Oh,
wow.
It was meant to be.
Jonathan, first of all, it's so good to have you back, bro. Champions League winner 2021. Bro, you're a Champions League winner.
Back just in time. It's the return of the John. Look, at the end of the day, wow. What a performance. The fact that we've got through that. We scored and we had something to defend. And that's when I got nervous because I've been quite confident the last few days. I've said so many times on Twitter, we've got no pressure. We're not the team who's expected to win. If we play like we have before and we do the things we can do, yeah, just incredible. I'm quite speechless. I want to try and be as eloquent as possible.
I broke down. I was crying as soon as the full time went. I was just tears, man, in the live stream. And man, we played the perfect game, boys. Honestly, we played the perfect game. Do you know what I mean? Like someone in the live stream was telling me, Man City did not have a shot on target. They did not have a shot on target.
Well, yeah, I think they had one. I saw one. Yeah, and that's it. But
was it a big one though? Like, was it a big opportunity or anything like that? Because I don't remember.
The thing is, I can't. Yeah, can't really remember.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, boys, let's do. Look, the live chat's going crazy, man. Thank you so much, Alex. So happy, 100%, man. So happy. Deep State, best birthday ever? Hell yeah, best birthday ever. Hell yeah. Although it's the 30th of May right now, I know it's still 29th for you guys in UK or wherever else you are, but in Sydney, it's the 30th. So I'm still going to take it that it's my birthday. I'm still going to take it that it is my birthday. Yusuf, my man, you've been here, and here you go. We got Jonathan back. Jonathan, you don't understand how many people have missed you. You do not understand.
Appreciate that.
Never, ever leave us again. Never leave us again.
Look, back just in time, for the best game that we could have possibly asked for. As you said, Miz, performance was incredible, start to finish. So
Unbelievable performance. Ryan, Yusuf is saying, tactics, man, camera for 1 second. Can we do this? Can we do the review? One time.
Oh, no. Well,
can we do it? Right. You said a Champions League if we're winning it. You're doing it.
Yeah, did I say that?
I think you did. I'm going to make it up.
Yo, next season, the reveal will be there.
Fair enough, my man. Fair enough. I'm not going to push you. You know what, guys? Let's get straight into it. Ryan, go ahead, bro. Talk to me. Your feelings. Just let it all out.
Now, first thing, manhandled CFC. How long I wanted to talk to this guy. He helped me out so much. Like, even in my past account before Carefree Tactics, he always used to give advice. Back then, I wanted to do, like, game reviews, videos, and stuff, and he always used to help. So, yeah, just buzzing to be here. And, yeah, we won the Champions League. It's been... I can't believe I predicted Man City's game plan yesterday. I can't believe how they set up, how they stacked the midfield like a line of 6 or 5.
Bro, no DM.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Well, just before we get to the other boys, because I do want to hear about this run. What was the thoughts with no DM? Like, what was the ideology?
I have no idea. It was so dramatic that I even realized any tactics in this game. I was just like kicking every ball, heading every ball. I didn't even get to see formations or anything like that. But I don't know the logic behind it, to be honest. It was a weird decision to make, but Pep doesn't surprise me with this. He always does this in finals or big games. He does something that could bite him back at the end of the game.
Yeah, nah, man, 100%. Taron, my boy. Timo Werner, Champions League winner, baby. Champions League winner.
First of all, Jonathan, honestly, it's been a long 3 months without you honestly on the channel. I'm so happy to have you back on. I'm the same as you. I don't know what to say, honestly. I haven't felt this feeling before my whole life. When I was 8 years old, we last won it. I don't even know what to say. I will say it hasn't sunk in yet. It just feels like when I'm seeing Azpilicueta lift the trophy, I'm like a baby when he first looked around, like what is actually going on? It's just incredible. Mason Mount's won the Champions League, Reece James has won the Champions League, Kante's won it.
Tina Angerin.
Abraham.
I had this one. Giroud and Thiago Silva as Equator, 3 guys I wanted to win it so badly.
They did it, man. They did it. Giroud, what an ending. What an ending to the Europa League winner, Champions League winner. Do you know what I mean? The lot, FA Cup winner. The only thing he didn't get was Premier League, but
Kante's done it all now. He's done it all. Kante's won everything apart from Euros. I said
Aspilicueta's done it all as well, Taryn. I think.
Aspilicueta, I think so. I said, like, I had some weird feeling that Havertz is going to score the winning goal. I predicted 1-0 and Havertz to score. I don't know what it was. And it actually happened. When he got the ball, I was like, is it offside? Did he have ball? I don't know. You know what our luck is like. And it was a goal in the end. And I was just like...
Taryn, what a pass from Mason Mount, man. What a pass from Mount.
There's a lot of talk about Phil Foden and Mason Mount, who performed in this game. And Mason Mount was the standout of these players.
Bro, Phil Foden was nowhere to be seen. Do you know what I mean? We controlled him. I'm just saying,
our performance today was spot on. First of all, Ben Chilwell, a left wing back.
Mahrez. Where was Mahrez?
This is why we spend the money on Chilwell. There's a lot of criticism about what he'd do. This performance in the Champions League final, Riyad Mahrez, one of the best wingers in the Champions League this season, completely out of the game. Reece James, this guy's 21 years old and he's performing like this. I'm only 4 years younger than him. What am I doing compared to Reece James at this time? He's sitting in Porto defending against Raheem Sterling. Like, I just don't know. I need to sink in more. Hopefully this review will help, but no, I don't know, man. I don't know.
100, man. Jonathan, my boy, just talk us through like the match you were watching when we scored. Just tell us everything, man.
Champions of Europe for the second time. London is clearly blue. Just let it sink in because, look, as I say, we came into this season off the back of quite a successful one, I'd say, under Lampard with the transfer ban, finishing 4th, obviously losing Hazard, our best player, 50% of our goals. We started the season okay. Ended up in January where we were just a lost and broken team. Tuchel has come in, from a PSG side where he lost in the final last year. Thiago Silva, one of the guys who spearheaded his side, was here already at Chelsea in situ. And he completely turned our season around. And, we were so well drilled tactically. We were so efficient. We controlled games. We defended so well, which earlier in the season, we were leaking goals. So the fact that we turned it around, the last few weeks, we've just let it slip a bit from the West Brom game and then the Arsenal game, the Aston Villa game. And I'm thinking in my head, could this be at the wrong time because we've got the Champions League game around the corner? I know City had won the league. They'd lost to sort of Brighton. They conceded goals.
Do you reckon they were just looking forward to this game? I feel like
they were building up to this game. And sometimes, it was a bit like Man United. They lost all their momentum up to the final and lost the Europa League. And City, they won 5-0 against Everton, but I think they focus so much on this. And Pep, as he does in so many games, as Carefree Taxi has said, he changes it. And the lack of a fulcrum in the midfield, we took clear advantage of that today in the first half. And, we had so many chances. And what I was thinking in the back of my head was, do not let this, kick us in the backside later in the game. We have to score in this first period where we had chances.
Bro, when Pulisic missed that in the second half,
I was screaming at my television. Look, I like Pulisic, but he frustrates me. And in at this point in the game, you just got to hit the target or look up. If you don't think with your weaker foot, hit the target. Even if it's at him, he could then deflect. But you've got to do better. That kills the game. But Pulisic came on. He did help us. Werner, with
missed two big chances. Werner missed 2 big ones.
That is the problem. The thing is, first half, he helped us stretch the game. He got into positions. He always made the Man City players worry about what was behind them. But as you say, the 2 chances he missed wasn't very good. But look, I was surprised he came off because tiring legs, Man City pushing forward. I thought maybe Pulisic or Werner would have been a slightly better option. But tiring, I get why he brought Pulisic on. Obviously, Mount coming off, I was a bit thinking if it does end up going to penalties, I'd rather Mount be on the pitch. But look, at the end of the day, we went back to the Tuchel that we've seen so often this season. Efficient, well drilled. The shape. So many times when you're watching on the big screen, you see the bank of 5, the bank of 2, and then the bank of 3. And it's that organisation, it's that drilling that Man City couldn't cope with because they couldn't get in the pockets of space in between the lines. And
their build-up was just dead, Jonathan. Their build-up was dead.
They had no one to play through.
Exactly. And this is what Ryan was saying yesterday in the preview. It's so mind-blowing, Ryan, the way you sort of described it, how we block out that midfield, and then they really don't have any outlet. Like, they don't have any players to play through, and they look clueless. There were times in the first half where Pep Guardiola was like,
yeah, you could
what
see.
do I do? What do I do here? Do you know what I mean?
I think one thing I was thinking about why maybe had no CDM was that, you know, FA Cup match, it was basically 2 CBs and a line of 6, and I don't know who in, like 2 up top. But this time I realized that they kind of set up a back 3, even though it started as a back 4. It was 3 in the back, then a line. So I guess in that line of midfielders, he wanted 3 CMs who could progress the ball rather than having too much defensive players at once. Because he did revert to a kind of 3, like a back 4, where then one wing back used to push up. That's Kyle Walker, and then he went back to a back 3. So a lot of times when they built play, it was a back 3, and that didn't allow us to press their 2 CBs as much and win the ball back in those areas as much. But one thing that, oh my God, N'Golo Kante, that guy, how many tackles did that guy win today?
Phenomenal. The interceptions as well, Ryan. The amount of interceptions he got. Just
like the Europa League final as well.
Yeah, Jorginho. Can we stop the slander now? Champions League winner. Can we stop it? People been saying that we can't win nothing with Jorginho. We can't win nothing. Europa League, Champions League, like, we need to put a lot more respect on this. I thought Jorginho played very well. The way he controlled the tempo, his interceptions were great. Boys, let's do this review. Let's take our time. Let's do this review. First of all, we've got almost 50 people. Please smash the like button. Today's Champions League final, we're champions. So smash the like button if you're here and you're enjoying it. If you're here for the first time, subscribe as well. And also check out the banner, which is ticking right now. The football jersey promo is on in the description. There's a link. Go out there. Jersey, straight from them. Jonathan's jersey, I'm pretty sure, is from straight from them as well. Do you know what I mean? Taryn's one, straight from them as well. So we're wearing their jersey, and this is honestly as real as it looks. I know it's replica, but honestly, it's fantastic. So go out there and buy yourself a jersey. Get yourself a Kai Havertz one, like the way I did, Thiago Silva or Rudiger, all the other ones. So do that. Let's get straight into this. Jonathan, I want to hear from you. Let me just bring this up. Obviously, we saw the lineup, Jonathan, and I thought this was pretty much the lineup. Obviously, we did the preview with Taryn and Ryan yesterday, and RJ as well. Shout out to RJ. RJ is enjoying with all his mates at a bar early in the morning, 7:42 a.m. He's partying it up. But yeah, Jonathan, I wasn't too surprised. The only thing I was a little bit surprised is, I suppose, I was wondering where Azpilicueta was going to play. I really wanted him to play right RCB, and he did that. But besides that, in the preview, the only thing we said was Christensen and probably Kovacic. But that was sort of what we wanted, as opposed to what we sort of expected. We fully expected Thomas Tuchel to go with this. What do you think when you saw the lineup?
I was happy because I've wanted this 3 all week up front. Mount, Werner, Havertz. Havertz just looks so elegant. And this sort of game where there's going to be space, where there's going to be a high line, he was always going to be someone that could hurt them. And look, I've been on this guy's case from March last year when we were linked with him. I've always said, give Havertz time. And he showed today on the biggest stage of all in the Champions League final that when it matters, you know, that ball from Mount was fantastic. But how often has Werner, other players in this side, in other teams in the Premier League, they stray offside? He checked the line. He goes through. Okay, a little bit fortuitous, getting it through Edison, but puts it in the back of the net. Superb from Havertz, which is why he started. But yeah, the rest of the side, as you said, Azpilicueta and James, wondering which way they would switch, whether it would be right centre back or right wing back for James. But look, James was matched up against Sterling. He's used as someone that, you know, can counter pace, can be strong, and he played perfectly against Sterling today. When did you see Sterling? I think there was one time in the first half where he got through and Mendy sort of closed him down. And but other than that, you know, the control that we had, as I said, the banks of the lines that we had.
The 2, the 3, the 5, amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a lineup which, again, our friend Nishal always says, let's not read too much into it. Let's back the players. And I thought, you know what? Let's go with this. And yeah, Taron, fair play. Unbelievable.
Taron told me we were going to win, and here's to that win. Thank you so much, Chelsea Perspective, for the super chat. Taron, what do you got to say? Do you want to talk about this super chat?
Yeah, I mean, I did a video on Chelsea Perspective's channel, like a fan opinion similar to Nishal did the other day, and I kind of said at the end, I think Coachella asked me, he said, "What's one thing you want to say to the fans?" And it was completely off topic, but I just said, "Chelsea are going to win on Saturday night," and yes, we did. And I just can't believe I predicted that Havertz was going to get the goal. Like, absolutely incredible. Like number 29, your birthday, Miz. No, Havertz's number.
Oh, man. It's also
29th of
aligned
May.
nicely. It aligned
Sometimes
nicely.
things just happen. Like I know people don't believe in star signs and Virgo, Sagittarius, I don't even know. But sometimes the stars just align on some occasions in life. And this just was an epitome of it, in my opinion. Just like how this all happened. Havertz, in the game where he needed to prove himself most. If there's one stage where any of these players can prove that, they're a good player, they're worth the price tag. This is the game you prove it. And Havertz did that. Millions of people watch us on TV in hundreds of different countries around the world, and they see Havertz, rounding Edison with, can I say, ice cold composure. Like Jordan said, if there's another player in the Premier League, even Jamie Vardy, I'm not even going to single him out. If it was such a great strike in the situation, he might have rushed it, he might have tried to chip it, he might have took an extra touch. But Havertz, just like a cobra, I don't even know. He just went around the keeper and just scored. But thank you so much for the super chat, Chelsea Perspective. I really appreciate it. And yeah, Blue Boys Network, so they were on the channel once to do that Everton preview, I believe. Right. Absolutely incredible. Everyone knows, everyone's respecting us for this win. They know we deserve this. We really did deserve this. We weren't lucky to get here. We deserve to be in the final. We deserve to win. We outclassed one of the best teams in Europe this season, and now we have the
three-peat, bro. Three-peat on them. Do you know what I mean? We beat them 3 times in a row. Honestly, unbelievable.
Pep must be thinking, when he's doing the salt and pepper thing with him in the restaurant with Tuchel, must be thinking, why did I do that all them years ago? Like, I've just done this and it's caused this. How can salt and pepper be so harmful for me? I'm not going to season my food anymore. But just like absolutely crazy. I don't even know. Oh.
Exactly. We got another super chat here. The Blue Boys Network. Thank you so much. Massive channel. Covering Everton. Honestly, kudos to them. Jonathan, you want to say something about this? This has its own Insta.
Mike is a good guy. He's a Brummy, fantastic Everton fan. As you said, great fan channel. I worked with him in a previous job. I know him very well. And there's an ongoing joke about this. So look, thanks for the support. And obviously, make sure when we do play Everton next season, and we'll get this guy on again because he's a really good guy and he does a lot of good collabs. Really good channel, and he's been texting me just now saying you smashed it tonight. Fair play. So yeah, really good of him, and obviously appreciate the super chat. And look, everyone, you can like the stream, if you can share it, if you can retweet it. Yeah. This guy Miz gets so many good panelists on. I've really missed being on here talking Chelsea. And look, we've got another super chat coming in a second. So look, it's a fantastic birthday present. For Miz, belated, obviously, as you said earlier, it's still 29th in the UK here. So, look, this guy does a fantastic job. It's been a great season for him. He's grown really well, but we can grow it even further with everyone's help, with everyone sharing.
That's right. That's right.
And putting the word out there. So, obviously, really appreciate your support and your kind words.
Thank you, man. Rabona TV in the house. I need to take this moment and just say, honestly, Adrian, the kind of support you've shown me, like, there's a lot of people out there, as Jonathan said, do you know what I mean? What we're doing right here, it's a grind. It's a grind. And there's not that many people, many help, but there's few people that are not always helping out, do you know what I mean? But Adrian, he's got 200K subscribers, running an absolute establishment in his channel. The guy's a monster, but his humility and how humble he is, he's always helped me out. And thank you so much, Adrian, for this super chat. Congratulations, well deserved. And happy birthday to you, Miz. Thank you so much, Adrian. Man, I'm going to see you soon. Next season, guys, is going to be madness. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that because I got big plans, man. I got big plans, and I'll share that with you guys. Kishan as well. Thank you, my boy. Honestly, if you want to join, just hit me up in DM, man. This is another one of those guys, as Jonathan said, makes this channel what it is. With people like, Jonathan, Taryn, and Ryan, and RJ, Nishal. Kishan's another one, and Mia. We're building a society up, community, and people like these, come on, lads. There you go. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ryan, going back to this lineup, my man, this is pretty much what we kind of expected yesterday as well, bar the sort of situation at the back. I mean, when you saw the lineup come out, were you confident that, you know what, it's in the bag? It's in the bag.
No, I was not. No, well, I was always confident. I was always confident in my team, but I would never, against Man City, never think for sure you're going to win. before ball kicks. But as I wanted Christensen to play RCB and Aspi to play right wing back, I kind of really underestimated how quick Sterling is and how because Reece James is really quick, but he was not a fingertip, but a toe tip.
Bro, Reece James was a bit shaky in the beginning. There were a couple of moments where Sterling just went behind him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and even with all that pace, he just got a toe tip on the ball, and that's with full pace. So imagine if Aspi was there, we could have got caught out, and it could have been big trouble. So I'm glad that Tuchel stuck to his gut and went in with it. Another thing was Thiago Silva. I think that since they were giving so much trouble on the right side, Aspi and James work as a unit to mark Sterling, and that spread our backline thin. So it required Thiago Silva to cover way more ground to mark players and to close down balls and this and that. And I think that, it's always sad seeing someone get injured in the final, but Christensen did a magnificent job.
Phenomenal job, man. Phenomenal job.
He has more legs than Thiago Silva to do that. And we saw that Christensen was all over that box, not only in his little position, but when we were spread thin, he got back and forth where he needed to be horizontally in that box. And he made that difference for us in the second half. He was a standout player for me.
But Christensen made some big tackles, man, in the second half.
That one at the end as well, where he blocked the shot from
I think it was a Foden. Must have been Phil Foden. Do you know what I mean? These super chats are flying in, man. Let's get to some of this. Declared, your big plan right now is to get a birthday cake that says King of Europe on it. Happy birthday again. I was glad to celebrate with these great people. Honestly, Declared was there throughout the stream, watch-alongs, joining. It was, honestly, I don't know what to say. That was some unique experience I will never forget in my life. I will never, ever forget. Do you know what I mean? I'll grow old one day.
It's emotional. Second time we've won it as well. It's incredible. Yeah, there's not many words to describe. Miz, fair play. Look, the amount of love you're getting, all the super chats for your birthday, it's because we appreciate you, and obviously, what you do for the community is incredible. So, just take your time. But for me, look, as Ryan said, as Christensen was fantastic, the whole team was fantastic, and we've made it this far under Tuchel, with the players playing to a fantastic plan set up by the manager. And you need to get that birthday cake, Miz. Kings of Europe. But it would fit Kings of Europe and Sydney.
I mean, all of us, we're gonna get old one day. And we're gonna remember this moment. Do you know what I mean? Right now.
You deserve it, Miz. Honestly, you're one of the nicest guys I've ever met on this community anywhere, not even Chelsea. Just give me a chance.
Not just us, Taryn. There's 185 people on watching us. Honestly, thank you so much for the support you always show. We're going to remember this together. Do you mean we're going to grow old? Talk to our sons, our daughters, all our family members, and we're going to look back on this time. 2021, we won the Champions League. And we all shared it together.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's incredible. It really is. And man, I'm sorry, guys. It's just
take your time, mate. It's like you've been on the pitch, and you're sitting there winning. It's look, we live and die as fans for the game, for the club, and sometimes we get annoyed when we feel like the players aren't showing it. But tonight they turned up. They did the business exactly what we could have asked for. So yeah, it was terrific, and they've really repaid us for the pain that we've had as Chelsea fans over the years. I mean, look, Taryn, you said you were young when we won the last one. I remember I was 20 years old. I was with my dad, and I was speechless when we won this one. This one is still a bit surreal because I did not expect us to win it. As I said, all the pressure was on City. They're the best team in the world right now, and we've been absolutely on point tonight. And look, as I said, with the super chats, just keep them coming because, Miz is. I want to keep Miz blubbering the whole time. The more I see Miz blubbering, the more I know that it's.
No, I'm getting my composure back. I'm getting my composure back.
It's one of those nights that it's going to live long in the memory.
Yeah, man. It's incredible. I can't wait to tell. My son's only 3. Do you know what I mean? He's 3.5. I can't wait once he gets old and. Show him these moments. I'm going to replay the videos. Go, look, this is what it meant. Do you know what I mean? and being on the birthday as well. Like, it's a birthday I can never forget. Like, I'm 36. Do you know what I mean? I'll never ever forget this birthday. Matt Ball, thank you so much for the super chat. Fantastic win. What a day. Happy birthday, Miz. One of the best people and best channels up the Chelsea. Thank you so much, Matt. Honestly, you've always helped out as well. Kishan, my boy, another super chat. Kishan's just throwing it today. A few more for you, Miz. Enjoy your birthday with the biggest team in London. There's no doubt about that. Let's talk a little bit about that before we get into the tactical side of things as well. Some more super chats coming through. Honestly, I will get to that. Let's go to you, Jonathan, first up. I mean, I don't want to hear any more debates about who's the best team in London, man. We've now won 2 Champions League. All of this stuff about comparing ourselves with Arsenal and Spurs and this and that. We are miles ahead of them, right? We definitely have to be miles ahead of them now.
100%. I mean, I know I go to the games a lot and, I'm around Chelsea fans and we always sing "We Hate Tottenham." And we said it around Porto today. I'm seeing loads of fans talking about it. Look, we don't even need to worry about clubs like that. We are so far above their level. Let's concentrate on being us and, being next year, capitalising on this win, bringing in a few more players, giving Tuchel the tools that he needs to help us to become a superpower. Look, we've won the Champions League twice now. We now need to start dominating our own league. City are clearly the benchmark. We've beaten them 3 times this season. Tuchel has clearly got the ability, the tactical genius to play with the best. We've won so many big games this year. We've knocked out Atletico Madrid. We've knocked out Real Madrid. We've just beaten City in the final. We can do it on the big stage, but we have to show we can do it over 38 games in a season. I don't want to be finishing 4th and biting my nails to wonder whether we're going to get Champions League. We need to start doing the business day to day in the Premier League. And we have to use this, not like we did in 2012, because we didn't particularly, build on it and we didn't spend money wisely. We now need to do that. We've got a fantastic young squad and we need to back Tuchel to help us to become a mainstay. Because look, since Abramovich has come to the Premier League, Chelsea are the team that have won the most trophies. I said we've won 2 Champions Leagues, and now we have to be there winning leagues consistently. We've been on and off. We've had a real kind of up and down last 10 years with managers being sacked, with players coming and going. But now we have to draw a line and go, right, are we going to build under a manager? Could have done that under Lampard.
We've got a good thing going right now, Jonathan? We've got a good thing going.
So many young players. I mean, look, we've just brought in players like Havertz, like Werner, big money signings, Ziyech, etc. We now need to build on this. Thiago Silva, we need to help him breed the defence of the future. We're probably going to change formation next season under Tuchel because I'm not saying we're going to be found out, but you know what happened second season? It happened under Conte with that 3 at the back. He's someone who ever evolved Tuchel. He's not going to rest on his laurels. Next season, we need to start challenging in the Premier League. Of course, we want to win the big trophies. Yeah, look, we want to win Champions League. We want to win FA Cups. I want to now win the Club World Cup because it's the only trophy we've never won. Baby. But as I said, my priority
and the Super Cup as well, Jonathan.
Well, exactly.
Villarreal. We've got to win the Super Cup. I don't think we've won the Super Cup.
We've won it after we beat Real Madrid, I believe. We won the Super Cup against Real Madrid, if I'm correct. After we won the Cup Winners' Cup.
Well, you're talking about like before Roman era.
Oh, a long time ago. 1990.
I'm talking about Roman era.
Roman era. Yeah, Roman era. And that's the thing.
I remember Atletico Madrid pasted us. I remember Falcao pasted us that game. Do you remember that one?
That one really annoyed me. And then we lost in the final to, what was it, Corinthians. Look, I know I'm talking about next season, but this is the thing. Chelsea can't rest on our laurels. Even tomorrow, the rebuild for next season starts. We've got the Euros, we've got Copa America, but we've already got to start thinking we cannot rest on our laurels as a club. We've done it before. We finished 6th in the league that year when we won the Champions League. We won the Europa League next year, I know, but we have to go out now and go, we need to win the Premier League. That's now the priority. Obviously, 100%. You want to defend the Champions League, but already tomorrow, the focus has to be, how can we now improve? Because we were fantastic tonight. We played the game plan to a T, but on a whole, we are nowhere near City. We've got, the ability in the team to be there, but we've got a long way to go. So I just want us to capitalise. We want many more nights as a Chelsea fan like this. And the only way to do that is to invest in the future.
For sure, man. For sure. The teenage Aspie world, that was gutting as a City fan. Huge congratulations to Chelsea. Deserved winners. Barely had a sniff. There you go, man. This is coming straight from a City fan. Way to spend your birthday, Miz. Thank you so much, my man, for the super chat. You've always been there for the previews, all the build up through every stream. I've noticed you to teenage Aspie. Honestly, thank you so much. This is what I like about this channel, man. Like, opposition fans come in and check this out as well, which is crazy. It's not just for Chelsea. We bring everyone in. But yeah, as you said, Jonathan, honestly, next season we have to focus on the Premier League. We got it. That's the bread and butter at the end of the day, and we've got a team to do that. We get ourselves a striker now. I'm waiting for that. Someone to tweet out whether it's Lukaku, I'm joining the Champions League champions. Do you know what I mean? Just
there's a
tweet
super chat just now from Declared. You can see now what he's just said.
I'm waiting
He's
for
just
Haaland's
said-
tweet. We go here. Jules, I don't know why you go with the name XXX. I mean, that's fantastic. I like it anyway. But that's Jules, by the way. Fan engagement, you're starting something special. My man, seriously, I love having you on my channel, honestly. I can't wait for the next Chelsea Talk Chelsea with Miz. It's going to be fun. Get all the fans involved. Declared here with the super chat. I'm waiting for Haaland's tweet joining the champs. Man, can you imagine that, man? Honestly, that's going to be incredible. Boys, let's get deep into this now. Ryan, let's talk about the first half. I thought City came out of the blocks electric. They were intense. They were pressing. But then we weathered the storm. After the 5-10 minutes, we weathered the storm. We got back into our shape. Thomas Tuchel was geeing up the crowd. He was waving the hands. Come on, gee up the players. By the way, I think that's going to be massive, boys, next season when the fans come back at the bridge and how Thomas Tuchel is going to lift them. That's going to be incredible. But Ryan, as soon as we got our after 10 minutes, got our composure back, we settled down. We looked very good. There were one off chance here and there from City, but then we had our chances in the first half with Timo Werner. And then that goal. I mean, defense splitting pass from Mason Mount, and that was a perfect time to score a goal just before halftime. What was your thoughts looking at that half? I know you were here in the stream. You came in halftime to join me, but overall, how were you feeling in that first half?
Yeah, I think that in the first few minutes we were nervous. It looked like we had a lot of nerves. We were questioning like our passes and this and that. What I noticed today is that our three CBs were very narrow as opposed to being wide across the whole field. And I think that's because they had one mind in our left centre back or right centre back hitting long balls. And they wanted to make a perfect angle to hit those balls in behind for Werner and Havertz. So I think that's why we struggled to build from the back early in the first 5 minutes, because since our three CBs were tucked so close to each other, Reece James couldn't hold that normal right wing back position he usually does. He had to come back a little more or decide to even go in behind. So I think we figured it out. Tuchel was on point. Sure, he instructed them to do this better. And we improved as the game went on. I think that Chilwell did a fantastic job today. Him and Rudiger had so much chemistry together. When Rudiger presses up to close down a player, Chilwell will get back and vice versa. And it's amazing. And, this understanding between our players is only going to get better. Again, with the first half, I think that our game plan was really well. Kante, what a player again, full credit to Kante, because when our whole team looked nervous, he stepped up in that first 5 minutes, one tackles, dribbled further with the ball. Another one was Kai. Anytime he received the ball, he was very calm when he received the ball. He found
and
good
you know
passes.
what, Ryan? You need leaders like that for those moments to really, just put their name into the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so anytime he passed the ball to Kai, he would take his time, raise his head up and find the right pass. He didn't just back pass. He wasn't looking nervous. Werner, yes, he missed those chances, but even when he received the ball today, he got dispossessed 1 or 2 times, but he still made those runs in behind. He held the ball up and waited for players to come up. He didn't lose it stupidly. And I think that as we went into the half, we calmed down more and more, and we stuck to our game plan, which was get those players in behind, soak up the pressure, win back the ball, press as much as he could, and we did it today. And that finish from Kai, I know it seems simple when it is, but this is a Champions League final. All the pressure on you to decide
He rounded Ederson. Let's face it, Ederson is one of the top goalkeepers in the world. Do you know what I mean?
I know Kai, he has the skill to chip around, so I'm glad he decided what he wanted to do. He wasn't stuck in two minds, and he did what he had to do. And it was such a good half. What do you all think about it?
Yeah, man, 100% amazing half. I want to talk about this super chat. Chelsea are a bigger club. Thank you so much, Gio, for the super chat, by the way. Chelsea are a bigger club than Juventus. Thanks for loaning us Tomori. We need Tammy and Cho on loan now. Tomori got subbed snubbed for Euros. Yeah, look, it will be interesting because we're going to get the boys and talk about post season reviews and talk about players like Tammy and Callum Tonodol, what's going to happen with them, because Tammy wasn't even in the squad. Ryan sort of thought at least he'll be in the squad, knowing that there's 5 substitutions yesterday in the preview. We were talking about it, but he wasn't even in the squad. So he has to go now. I think this is lights out for Tammy Abraham. And
I think it made sense with Tammy getting left out because, Caballero is always there in case for penalties or this and that, I suppose. And I think that with how injury prone we know our midfield Kante is right now, we always need that extra CM, and I think it was always our plan to bring in 3 CMs and make a 3-5-2. So that's why Gilmore was there in case we do 3 CMs and Kante pulls a muscle. Gilmore was there, and we needed him.
I just thought the 2 left backs and also the 2 keepers, maybe one of them could have been sacrificed for Tammy. Do you know what I mean? I just thought it was just too much of one thing. Do you know what I mean? Like 2 goalkeepers. I can understand the Caballero case where you're hoping that if it goes to penalties, then you can bring in Caballero, but why have Kepa as well? But then you got to have Kepa. So, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I think the case for Tammy is over, and we'll talk about Callum another day because that's a story on its own. Taryn, second half, we knew they were going to come at us because they have to chase the game, right? We knew they were going to come at us, but our line, as Jonathan has mentioned, the way we sort of have the 2, then the 3 and the 5, it completely stifled them. They had nothing. And then KDB, that was a game changer for me when he got, I hope KDB is fine, man. That looked like a serious case. He's concussed massively. He had a black eye. I hope he's fine. Honestly, to all the City fans out there, I hope he's doing all right, because concussions can have massive, massive effects down the track. So hope he's all right. But then they brought in Fernandinho. They looked okay, but in the second half, late on when Mahrez was starting to whip in those crosses like Ziyech does, I was getting a bit worried, but we defended all of that. Christensen, obviously some line-stopping defense at the end. But overall, we still looked in command. Do you know what I mean? We didn't lose our minds. How'd you see the second half?
Yeah, I think in possession, we obviously play a 5-2-3, usually with Mason Mount pushing up. But in our possession, we kind of drop back into quite a really narrow 5-3-2, and Mason Mount kind of drops in to make it through in midfield, stop, as Ryan and Jonathan said, stop Man City building from the centre. As they have loads of nifty, quick players who like to play around the middle. They're Foden, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne. They don't obviously have a number 9 on the pitch to try and get on the crosses. So all their players built around the middle. If you stop that, and that's what we did in the second half. Once we got that goal towards the end of the first half, I was fairly confident because that's when we've seen the best in the Thomas Tuchel. We can kind of defend in quite a low block, kind of transition with our quick players, bring on Pulisic off the bench if we need. And that's kind of how we kind of played in the second half. I mean, the crosses started to come in towards the end and Mahrez was getting more and more dangerous. But I just felt like the way Thomas Tuchel sets up defensively is just absolutely perfect. I mean, if one player misses the ball, we have another guy to cover. Azpilicueta getting in there to make that last-minute interception. If Gundogan would have had a tap-in. Just perfect positioning of our players. Even when we're playing out from the back, we have like 5 players in build-up all the time. If Rudiger comes on the left, we have Chilwell to drop in. If not, then we can play a ball into Jorginho. If not, we have a long ball. We have so many options in build-up, in play without possession. It just seems like the perfect system suited for knockout football, in my opinion. Whether it's the system to build the 38 games a season right now. I mean, Jonathan hinted at a formation change next season. I think that's very likely. Yes, this formation is done very well, but against low blocks, for example, Arsenal, when they defended quite deep, Leicester, they defended quite deep, Aston Villa, it does cause some issues. But yeah, the second half, it's just perfect, in my opinion. It was suited. Pulisic obviously did come on to provide a little bit of, the picking up ball from deep, winning fouls, trying to draw the ball into the corner. And I like to give a big shout out to Havertz in that second half. I thought he was absolutely superb. In the first half, yes, he scored that goal, but you could see the confidence really oozing out into him. For such a young player, 21 years of age, in a CL final, to drive, first of all, when Pulisic had that chance that we already mentioned earlier on in the stream story where Pulisic missed that chance, Havertz picked up the ball from deep, and he just looked so quick for a guy so tall. He drove with the ball so fast and opened up Diaz and Stones, played a perfect timing with the pass to Pulisic, and unfortunately couldn't finish. But the second half was just perfect. Man City, when they can't build from the middle, I don't really see where else they're going to build from. They can't play cross into the box. Maybe long balls on counter-attacks when we commit men forwards, that's a chance for them. But honestly, one shot on target in the game, it kind of sums up how perfect, absolutely perfect. And in a big game, I was watching all the, videos with Di Matteo and Kalou on the Chelsea YouTube channel. So much build up, the live training.
By the way, that was so beautiful, wasn't it? Just reuniting everyone. Did you guys all get to see that video? That was awesome.
Di Matteo's Wi-Fi though was just so annoying. He was glitching out. I was like, that is annoying.
KFC Wi-Fi, my man. KFC Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, that's like Nishal on my first few streams. He just kept cutting out. But it was just this performance was like Jonathan was mentioned earlier. How we look like we're set up for the future now. The young players back in 2012 when we won, it kind of felt like the end of an era. Some of these players, Drogba, Kalou, who was leaving, Malouda, not John Terry, I say Lampard. I felt like the last hurrah, but now look at the young players in this team. This is building for the future. I'm so confident that we can get into more CL finals now. We'll see more top of the table Premier League clashes. We'll be fighting for titles, as Jonathan said as well. We'll be fighting for all the different trophies. We have a team set up for a long-term project. And you have to give a credit to the board that we're not signing players. I know in 2017 we were signing players like Zappacosta, Drinkwater, but now it's a clear project that we're signing players for the future. We're set up now. This is kind of the building blocks, I'd say. And for the next 5 to 10 years, we have the players in this team who can fight, who can get better and better. Mason Mount's going to keep improving. Havertz is 21 years old. He's going to keep improving. Timo Werner, who's not even in his prime yet. This is a team built for a long-term project. And I just think it's so exciting to see as fans. And that's probably why I'm not amazingly like, this is a one-off thing. I'm absolutely excited. I just think we're going to see so much more of this in the future. If you guys know what I mean. I'm just incredibly excited. And Thomas Tuchel deserves so much credit. I mean, when he came in, a lot of people were saying, is he going to use the young players as much? Yes, he did it with players like Colin Dagba, Ousmane Dembele, other clubs. Was he going to do it with the English talent we have? But you can see this guy is a tactical analyst, the tactical analysis, and he can use young players. It looks like the perfect project, in my opinion, for the future. And I know I didn't talk much about the second half then, but it looks absolutely insane what's going to happen at this club in the future. I'm just lost for words.
I just want to add one thing. I just want to big up a huge thank you to Super Frankie Lampard. He came in the club when we were in a transfer ban, and you know what? I don't care what anybody says. No top manager wanted to come at Chelsea at that time. Even Sarri didn't want to be here. Whether it was family issues, homesickness, whatever it was, no top managers wanted to be at Chelsea during that year. Transfer ban, we lost Eden Hazard, our best player.
Bro, if he didn't get us top 4, we're not he.
And not only top 4 is that he, a lot of people remember Lampard for his last month when we did not play the best football, but there were times in his reign that we played fantastic football, and I'll never forget it. That Wolves game, those games, and you know what? With Lampard and that Ajax game, everything, he had so much special moments with us. And not only that, he built a project where these players wanted to come and play for Chelsea. He built that project. They could have chosen other clubs. Players like Havertz and Werner, they were linked to Liverpool, they were linked to Bayern. Other clubs wanted them. Real Madrid wanted Kai next year, not this year. It was in the midst of a pandemic. They didn't have to move from Germany this year, that summer. But Frank Lampard created a project where he showed promise that this was going to be a team who could win trophies in the future. He integrated players like Mason, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, Tomori, all these players that who knows might not have gotten the chance if other manager were here. Or at least right now, they probably would have in a season or two. But yeah, big up for Frank Lampard, Super Frankie. And he got us through a flawless group stage also, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the work that he did in that year when nobody wanted to sign for us, nobody wanted to manage us, and he got through that. He made us got top 4, and he also went on an 18-game unbeaten run this season too. So he did well, and big up.
No, 100%, man. Honestly, big up to Frank Lampard. No one can say that he doesn't deserve the praise he's done. I always expected that he was brought in to do the foundation, bring in the youth players like Mason Mount and Reece James. We are reaping the benefits of them. And then obviously getting the top 4 last season was so crucial. And then this season, obviously, with the caliber of players and our ambition, I always knew that it might just be a bit beyond him. And that's fine. That's okay. He can go out there and get his experience. And maybe down the track, if we ever see him again in 5-6 years' times, I don't know, when he's got a little bit more experience, but he's done his part. Lots of people are talking about trying to get that Havertz jersey. Guys, this is your time. Check out the description. There's a link there for jerseys today. 50% off, plus with my code, a further 10% off. Get yourself a Havertz jersey. Use that jersey promo right now, honestly, which is going to be good. Jonathan, let's talk about this goal, man. Let's really build up this goal because I thought it was a fantastic goal the way we opened them up. Mount plays a ball from somewhere over here. I believe I can't exactly remember what happened, but the ball sort of went to Mount. It might have been from a bit of a break that we got from the back. Mount gets a ball and then he just slices through a pass. A couple of things I want to ask you. Obviously, then Kai Havertz then gets the ball, great touch, first touch, and then rounds up the keeper, Edison, and then slots in the goal. A couple of things I want to ask you. One, obviously, that passing, the weight in the pass from Mason Mount, how gorgeous it was. And then obviously Kai's finish. But then also Ruben Diaz and John Stones, are you surprised at how much gap they left for that pass to go through? Like when you saw it from an angle from top, like the bird's eye view, it looked amazing, the gap they had. So talk to me about that, man.
Yeah, it started from Mendy and the Man City team had pushed up as a unit. Obviously, there was space then in behind. I think it went out to Chilwell, who then got it to Mount. It was on the left-hand side, but it was very quick. The way that it came out from the back, it was sort of 10, 15 seconds between Mendy having the ball and Kai putting it in the back of the net. And it's the fact that it was minimal passes. It was decisive. I'd say from Mount, that ball to Havertz, he's found the space. You know, he's got that gap between Stones and Diaz. As we said earlier, they've played with a 3. Walker's quite far forward. He's pressing Chilwell, who obviously gave the ball to Mount, I believe. And it's because we were so quick in our transitions. And as I've said before so many times, I said it on Twitter before, counterattacks is one very easy way, or not easy way, but it's a clear advantage for many teams that can play that style of football, because City will allow you to. They'll press men forward. They'll play with so many people forward. They'll play over high line. And it does allow you, if you play with someone on the shoulder like Havertz, if you stay on side, you've got the chance to go through. And then Edison sort of came to the edge of his box, couldn't then use his hands. So that meant that it even gave Kai a little bit of an easy opportunity to then get it round him. Because he's kind of misjudged where he was. He came up quite quickly. Maybe you should have stood him up and stood on the end of the box instead of coming out. But when you've got someone like Havertz running in at you, you think, I've got to come out. I've got to try and smother the ball. And as I said, because he's on the edge of the area, his hands were tied, so to speak. So it allows Havertz to go through, who slots it in. But it's a difference between 10, 15 seconds of Mendy having the ball and Man City being in a position of comfort to suddenly flicking the switch. And then, 10, 15 seconds, we've scored a goal. And that under Tuchel is what we've done so well in so many games this season. And, I hope that even if we change the style of football, that we can keep that mentality of the quick counters, because in so many big games, teams get comfortable when they're in possession of the ball, when they're pressing you high up, they think they're man to man. But suddenly if you can flick the switch and have someone that's willing to run in behind, like Havertz, like Werner, you can cause problems. And to touch on what we were saying earlier about Frankie Lampard, look, as I said earlier, he did great in his first season. He got to a point where, it looked like he could be the man for the future. It just so happened that it wasn't for him to take on. He had to pass the mantle on. He realised that he couldn't go any further. He was talking about the mentality and the fact that we didn't think we could win trophies. And it was man-made for someone like Tuchel to come in, who had the tactical experience, that could take a squad that was underperforming, gel them together in a campaign and really give them a common goal, which was, let's just do the best we can. Look, Lampard, qualified for us for the Champions League knockout stages in first place. How often have we done that in recent years? So often we've got second place and we've played Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and it's cost us. This year, the route to the final was made a lot easier because we finished first. We have Atletico Madrid, who at the time, it's a difficult draw, but Tuchel came in and made that look like an ease. We strolled through those 2 games. We made Atletico Madrid look like a really small team, a team that, that sat back in certain games and liked to counter. We showed them how to use that system. We then obviously played Porto, which was supposedly an easier game. But again, we made it difficult at times, but we got through that. Real Madrid, who, yes, are not in the same glory years as previous, but they've got players that can hurt you. Benzema has been on fire this year. We then beat Real Madrid, and then we come up against a familiar team in Pep Guardiola and Man City in the final. And again, as I've said so many times, we were the underdog. Man City are the best team on the planet right now. But, you know, we have a team that in big games, in a one-off fixture, can perform, can as a unit perform and as a structure play against the best teams and come out on top. And as I say, Pep, you know, does tweak it a little bit. That some of the things he did today were a bit strange. But look, if I look at my notes for the first and second half, in the first half, yes, they started quite nicely, but then we grew into the game. As you said, Kante a few times got the ball and dribbled and brought us up the pitch. And we breathed a few sighs of relief and we got more comfortable. And then we broke so often. Werner had a chance in the 10th minute when Havertz crossed. He fluffed it. I think it sort of hit his back foot. There was another chance in the first half, I think, where Kante had a header. He towered above two Man City players. And then there was another one, I think, where Werner, he's hit it straight at Ederson with his right foot. So we had the chances. And we looked like the team that was going to score. Never at any point in the game did I look at Man City and think, we're in trouble, because we don't leave any gaps between the players. We're like glue as a unit. We move around like this. If one piece comes out, the entire unit then moves.
You know what?
One piece goes, it's like chess.
This is what Thomas Tuchel's done so well, that we move as a unit, which I haven't seen in previous years. Do you know what I mean? Even under Sarri, there were moments where it was great, but we didn't always press as a unit, or we didn't. And I guess that was the first season. But even Frank Lampard time, we definitely didn't move as a unit. And there was always so much gap between defense and midfield. But Thomas Tuchel in such a short time has come in, and it's like the players understand to stay closer with each other. I don't know if you guys saw this, the interview that Pep Guardiola did with Rio Ferdinand, literally like a few days ago in BT. He talks about how he pretty much said what Chelsea does under Thomas Tuchel. The midfielders stay compact together, close, and they pass, intricate passing, and then they go wide. We go wide with the wing backs. The centre backs stay compact. So instead of going long, we don't like going long all the time. We play the little passes and stay compact, move together up and down. If we go forward, we move together. If we go backwards, we move together. And he was saying it's very difficult to break that down, because
that's the thing. It sounds so simple the way you do it, and you think how are teams not trying to work us out? But it's so effective, and a genius like Guardiola has been outsmarted 3 times now, and he said that he knows how we play. But he's every game he's come with a different game plan, and every single time we've come out on top. Because
he's even tried 3 at the back against us. We've made him try something he doesn't do.
All 3 games in this game. Look, you know, I was surprised at the lineup. We've talked about. Look, I think second half. You know, I've talked about the first half. I think second half they looked better, a bit more structure when Fernandinho came on. I'm surprised that Rodri didn't come on as well for a bit of height to throw in the box in the second half. But they looked a bit more functional. But how many times did you see Sterling? You know, there was maybe 3 or 4 times in the entire game where Sterling or Foden or Mahrez had chance to run at us and had space and had a chance to look up, because so often we smothered them. And that's what we did so many times. It's like if there's a fire, we instantly put it out. We put a blanket over it, is what I like to say. That's how we act as a team. As soon as there is a little few sparks, we put it out. And the way we work as a unit, as you said, left to right, following the teams around. And look, second half, as I said, obviously Pulisic has that chance, probably should have scored. Aspilicueta had a really good clearance from a Mahrez ball in. There was the Andreas Christensen at the end with Foden as well. The Mahrez shot in the 96th minute that just goes over the bar. That's probably the one time I thought
that was
So the whole game
close.
Exactly, the whole game I'm thinking, is this happening? We're so close. And as I said, once we had something to defend, that's when it really kicked in for me, and I was getting a bit nervous. But look, Kovacic then came on for Mount, solidified the midfield. Pulisic
Kovacic looked very good off the bench. He looked very good off the bench, Kovacic. And we're going to talk about the player performances. But go on, Jonathan.
But I just think Chilwell as well, I have to say he was fantastic. There's a few clearances he did, few interceptions, but it's the foulsy ones in the second half of the pitch as well, especially in the second half. Few that Havertz won. Thing is, it releases pressure. It frustrates Man City. You saw Jesus came on and got a very early yellow card. You could see they were frustrated because they were chasing the game and they had no solutions. Guardiola's on the sidelines. He's thinking, how am I going to get a goal here? They never look threatening. They never look like scoring. And we've kept a clean sheet against, as I said, in my opinion, the best team in the world right now in a Champions League final. And, you know, we've come out and no one can begrudge us that. In the Bayern Munich 2012 game, We rode our luck at times. In that entire campaign, we rode our luck. Drogba scored a late goal. And we were never really in control. We got the goal. We won on penalties. But no one can begrudge us this victory because from start to finish, in my opinion, we looked in control. We looked at ease.
Yeah, we 100% deserved it. There's no doubt about that. Declare, thank you once again for the super chat. Calling it now. Kante Ballon d'Or winner after France wins the Euros. Question to all. Do you want Chelsea to play in the same style or change? Look, I think evolution is needed. I know a lot of people might say we are looking good with 3, but if we continue like this, maybe it gets found out. Maybe we need to try something different personalities. Azpilicueta, where do you fit him in a 3 anymore? I've always said it. What's the future? Aspi can't just keep playing as right. We've seen him play right wing back. Yeah, he slotted back into right CB today. Fantastic. Honestly, kudos to Tuchel to bring him back into right CB. But Reece James next season, probably if we continue as 3 at the back, Reece James probably is a shout for right centre back. Do you know what I mean? Like, give him a full season. Maybe he turns into a monster over there. Then who do we get as a wing back? So lots of questions, man. Lots of questions. So I think maybe we need to evolve and try the 4 at the back, and that's why we've been linked with the DM. We've been linked with the CB. We've been linked with the striker. So I say we change, man. But boys, let's do a little bit of the player analysis now. Let's go to you, Ryan. First up, let's talk about Timo Werner. I thought, look, a lot of the people obviously when he missed. Once again, frustrating that he misses those chances, but there's a lot of things that he provides us in the game. His movement, his pace, and all of that. Overall, look, at the end of the day, we won. But the misses, Ryan, it's something I don't think we can sort of appreciate next season. How do you feel about his performance, Ryan?
Well, we talk about change and this and that. Well, this system that we have right now, I don't really care about formation, forward the back, 3 at the back. You can start with 4 at the back and end up playing with a 3 at the back in the game. You can start with a 3 at the back and end up reverting to a 4 at the back in the game. It doesn't really matter. We need to change our approach to how we build up play, how we defend, how we attack, this and that. That doesn't matter about the formation or not. It depends on the roles and the shapes you put in there, the diamonds, the triangles, all that could change. So, and the good thing is we have players who can play many different positions, not only one. We don't have really specialists in anything. We have players who can adapt. So that's very good about our team, which Tuchel will have fun with. The next thing I want to say right now is that this system we have there, I mean, I'm thinking to my head, if Tuchel was managing a player like prime Fernando Torres, that's what he thrived in. This reminded, I really want to see a video of Rudiger dancing like in a Euro.
Look at it, man. Look at this. This is something. Some celebration going on, man. Sorry, Ryan. I just had to bring that up. But yeah, continue, my man.
No, I just wanted to say that how, I'm just enjoying this video so much right now.
Yeah, go on, bro.
No, I'm just saying like this. I was thinking like prime Fernando Torres, he would love a system like this. Remind me how Liverpool used to play back in those days. This system is tailor-made for Timo Werner and his runs in behind. And to see him not tucking away those chances, it makes me think that at a team at Chelsea, we need a striker who tucks their chances away. We need a front 3 that tucks their chances away, or front 2 or whatever. Our attacking players need to take their chances, whether it's Pulisic, whether it's Werner, whether it's Mount, whatever who it is. And I think that if we are going to win the Premier League, as one of you all said, yes, one-off games we do very well in winning. But as Pep says, the league is every day, every week, every 3 days is the league. So
bread and butter, man. It's the bread and butter.
We need a striker who can tuck those chances away every single game. But as we always say, that if a number 9 comes in, which I really want Lukaku to come in, is that he could, Timo will have a chance to prove himself next season, despite if a number 9 comes, because he could play along a number 9, or he could play, But I think that Kai is going to be in this team no matter what. So I'm just going to trade out there. I think that it's going to be competition between Kai and Werner for that spot alongside our star number 9 if we get Lukaku. It's going to be Kai versus Werner. And Kai just seems like someone who's going to become one of the best players in the world. And so Werner has a point to prove. And I think he'll get that chance. But if he doesn't take that chance, I think that'll be it for him here. But I want to see him get that chance because, as we always say, he does 95% correct.
Yeah.
If he can get that 5% in, he will be bagging 25 goals a season.
Yeah,
So
I've said it, man. I've said that if he just cleans up his finishing, he contributes with assists, he'll become world class. Like he'll become one of the best strikers in the world, with goals and assists, which is going to be incredible, much like what Harry Kane does, right? So he just needs to clean up that finishing, and then we're set.
But we've seen it before. I mean, Rudiger. Look at the players who made a resurrection. We've seen we never thought Rudiger would get to this, one of the best defenders in the world this half season.
Yeah.
We never thought we'd see Christensen dominate as a centre back again. Well, I never thought it. So it could happen. 5% to go, the finishing. I wouldn't be surprised if he bags 25 goals next season. So
absolutely, man, absolutely. Taryn, Mason Mount. I thought second half I didn't see too much of him. That's probably why he was taken off, and then Kovacic came in. But it was a different game in the second half. We were playing in a different sort of securing that 1-0 lead and then trying to get them in the counter. But that assist, in recent times, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Mason Mount doesn't deserve to be player of the season." There's all these other players that deserve, but this guy stepped up again. That key pass, 22. I remember Tony Mount. I had, as you guys know, Tony Mount was here, and he was saying, he was talking to Mason that, wow, you know what I mean? Like 22, you're here in the Champions League final, but you got to now suck it all in, take everything on board, and you got to win it. And he's won the Champions League at the age of 22, Taryn. I mean, the world's in his palm, yeah?
I mean, that pass, first of all, Cesc Fabregas has tweeted about it, and I think that is...
Oh, really?
I think that says enough for itself. What a pass by Mason Mount, yeah.
I need to find this.
He's the guru. You can bring up on the share screen. He's the guru of passing, and he's the guy at Chelsea in the past who just make them amazing balls to Costa, to Hazard. I think it's down there maybe somewhere. I literally just saw it now. But honestly, Mason Mount today, I mean, that pass, obviously, Kai, it was a clear running behind. Some players maybe would have overhit it. Some players maybe would have passed backwards, would have played the over-the-top through ball. The weight of the pass allowed Kai to run onto it, to take around Edison, was just perfect. A guy who I've always said that in a pitch filled of players that hundreds of millions of pounds in total, players that stand out in the eye, World Cup winners, Premier League winners, there's one guy who I say stands out every single game he plays in, and that's Mason Mount at the age of 22. This guy is going right to the very top, and I'm not trying to be a wannabe Harry Redknapp right now, but I genuinely think Mason Mount he's proven it on the big stages at such a young age. Bruno Fernandes, yes, he's 27 years old. I mean, in the Europa League final, I'm not trying to single him out, but he's gone missing. In the Champions League final, Mason Mount is standing out and being the one player that everyone's looking at, or the millions around the world and thinking...
But Bruno Fernandes, he's a suspect. I think he's a bit of a suspect, man. Big games, Premier League big games as well, against the big six clubs. Against Villarreal. Yeah, I didn't even see him. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean, the thing about Mason Mount as well, he honestly never loses the ball. Maybe once a day, the ball sticks to his feet, and his passes are usually on the money all the time. And he just plays like he's so experienced. That's the thing about Mason Mount. He's only had one full season playing in the Premier League and the Champions League last year. There was a lot of critics last season, including myself, whether Mason Mount, yes, he has the work rate, he'll run for the team, but does he have the end product? Does he have the technical ability to go all the way? But this season, if people say, yes, the goals and assists may be a similar numbers to last season, he's come leaps and bounces last season. And just a whole year of improvement. He looks like one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion, this season. And it's maybe not the numbers, but on the eye, you can see he has the skill, he has the awareness on the ball, he has the composure, he has the passing ability, maybe not the goals yet. He's admitted in interviews, he wishes to add goals to his game. And once he starts adding goals, this guy's going to be frightening, honestly.
Bro, under Thomas Tuchel, he started adding goals. Do you know what I mean?
Again, I mean, under Frank Lampard, people were saying when Tuchel came in, is he going to emulate the same form? Obviously, people saying, oh, Lampard's son. But there's a reason Gareth Southgate is using him. There's a reason Frank Lampard used him at Derby, at Chelsea. There's a reason the Vitesse manager used him. And there's a reason Thomas Tuchel, after the one Wolves game, he's put him in basically in every single game. He realizes the talent. Thomas Tuchel is a world-class manager. He realized Mason Mount, when he first came in, the ability and the potential he has. And it's just amazing to see. I think I want to talk a little bit more about the kind of the fullback situation, if you don't mind, before I kind of move on. I mean, we mentioned it like even before the FA Cup semi-final game, that even when the wing backs, they come into the middle, it leaves a lot of space out wide for players running behind. I mean, Glenn Hodder was talking about it today. That was one ball we were always looking for today, is when John Stones is pulled out of position, Timo Werner's 1-on-1. That opens up space in the hole for Diaz to be left isolated. That leaves a run for Kante to run it behind, for Havertz to run it behind. And I just think Thomas Tuchel executed that perfectly today. This Man City side does have many weaknesses, but one is the fullbacks, who almost like to play as auxiliary centre mids at times, but I like to tuck in. It leaves a lot of space, and I think it's just beautiful. As for Laqueta, honestly, today, the way he just
phenomenal.
I mean, there was a lot of debate. I even tweeted Jonathan. He didn't reply, unfortunately. Who do you think is going to play right centre back or right wing back in this game? And I think Reece James is put in there to deal with Ollie Watkins or Jamie Vardy, who like to run the channels. We were thinking, is this going to be a mainstay with Azpilicueta, with his knowing when to run in behind, whether to stay back, his counter-pressing hard at the pitch? But no, Azpilicueta is, honestly, he did amazing today in stopping Sterling, stopping the inverted cams from the end of the game. But yeah, Mason Mount, to go back to him, what a monumental performance in a big game. Phil Foden was not really in the game. I mentioned it earlier.
No one's going to talk about Phil Foden in this final, man. No one's going to talk about Phil Foden. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's big. And people are going to be talking about Mason Mount, for sure, that assist.
Yeah, I've mentioned Thomas Tuchel. He deserves so much credit for elevating Mason Mount's game. I mean, he played as attacking 8 before. Now he's playing a bit more far forward. And he looks just suited for that on the half turn, whether it's going against Gundogan, against Fernandinho. He just looks like the complete package, in my opinion. He just needs the goals, and he'll be looking up there with the likes of Fernandes, Grealish, and De Bruyne.
For sure, man. He has to be up there. I said it, maybe not early in the season, but as the season progressed, especially under Thomas Tuchel, I said, I don't know how you can put Mason Mount away from the top 3 midfielders in the Premier League. Like, you have to put him as one of the names there. Jonathan, I've left Kai Havertz specially for you because I know that's your man. I don't know, this channel now nearly has 5,000 subscribers, right? We're getting there. Help us get to 5,000. That's that big milestone next up. But Jonathan was there when this channel had about 20 subscribers. Do you know what I mean? When this channel was a baby, when this channel was growing, Jonathan was there. And we used to do streams together. And we talked in last summer. Do you know what I mean? Like, who would you want, Kai Havertz or Jadon Sancho? And Jonathan, with his chest out, said Kai Havertz. He backed Kai Havertz. I'm pretty sure that clip is somewhere still, Jonathan. I'm pretty sure we can dig it out and it's there somewhere. And Jonathan backed Kai Havertz, and he said, I'd rather get Kai. I don't want Jadon, right now. I want Kai. When he scored, how'd you feel, Jonathan, man? I mean, did it all sort of make sense to you that I knew all along?
It was interesting because of that bloody VAR. I'm thinking, is he offside? He looked onside, and I'm celebrating because the fans are, and they haven't said anything about VAR. I'm like, we scored. And I'm like 90% celebrating and 10% thinking, please, I'm on my knees thinking, do not be offside. But they played the replay.
I hate this VAR,
it's a perfectly curved.
This VAR.
This is the thing. It's an intelligent curve run, and we get so frustrated with Werner. And I'm name dropping Werner. A lot of players do it in the Premier League, and a lot of players do it for Chelsea. We've had a lot of offsides this season, but when it mattered the most, he's looked across the line. He's curved his run. If you watch him on the replay, it's a very intelligent run. And I know, there's no centre back right on him. He's got a nice bit in between the 2 centre backs. It's a quick transition. It's a quick counter. But yeah, Kai Havertz. Azpilicueta said it after the game. This guy deserves it, and this guy is a fantastic talent. And he hit the nail on the head. And as I said, I've been, backing him all season. Every time he's had a good game. I remember the Everton game where it was a bit of a turnaround where people started to think, you know what? He looks good in his false nine. He looks good in this Chelsea side. He looks elegant. The way he was caressing the ball down in the Fulham game, where he just takes the ball out of the air. It's the way he glides past players. His low centre of gravity, as Taryn said, he's a tall lad, but his pace, the quick turn of pace, is incredible. Yeah. It's his vision, the way he turns so quickly. He has such good vision. He always has a picture of what he wants to do. And as we said earlier, with the Pulisic chance that he set up, the way he's just driven and just glided past these players and set him up. He can score, he can assist, he can head, he can shoot, he can do everything. And this is just the start of Kai Havertz at Chelsea. And the fact he scored the winner, I feel vindicated because, as I said, all season I've been backing him, and I've said to so many fans, just give him a chance, give him time. He will come good for Chelsea. Don't judge him after a season. It's the same sort of energy for Werner. Look, been frustrating. He's missed so many chances. But again, Werner is at least getting in the positions. You know, every game he gets in a really good goal scoring position. You know, there's so many strikers in the Premier League that are starved of goals, but they don't get in those positions. They don't create the movement. They don't do what he does. I mean, even the commentators on BT Sport said he does everything until that final moment. He creates the perfect position, the perfect play. It's just the finish that's letting him down. And if he can sort that out next season with a striker alongside him, a real number 9 that's going to score goals, I'm not going to say who because we've got a few linked with us. I've obviously put my name in the hat, or I put my name in the ring and said Lukaku. But look, we've got to give these players a chance. And Havertz has shown on the biggest stage all season. There's been doubts about him. And when it's mattered most, he scored. And he should have got an assist as well, in my opinion. So, you know,
Pulisic should have finished that.
Yeah, look, you look at players, the best players that have ever played this game, and you look at in the big moments, did they step up for their club? You know, Didier Drogba did it in 2012. Kai Havertz has done it here so often. John Terry, Frank Lampard did it for Chelsea in years gone by. It's in those moments. And Man City, in the big games, over a season, they're fantastic. But in the big games, in semi-finals, in quarterfinals, and today in the final, they haven't had a player that stepped up in that moment and gone, I'm taking the game by the scruff of the neck. And that is where Chelsea have shown tonight we have the right mentality. We've got winners in our squad. There's so many times where Mount's taking the ball, you know, as I said, Chilwell's taking the ball and just release pressure. It's moments like that, being smart in a game where Man City are chasing. They haven't got the chances. You know, they're lumping the ball in the box. We know they've got no height. They've got no one in there. Yeah. We're letting the ball. We're positioning ourselves. We're playing the man as well as the ball. It's going over our heads for a goal kick. We're playing it off them. It's little things like that. It's that mindset of knowing how to win. And Tuchel has instilled that because this club, look, we haven't really won anything. It would have been 2 seasons, consecutive seasons in a row. If we hadn't have won tonight, that in the Roman Abramovich era, we wouldn't have won trophies 2 years in a row. For a Chelsea team under Abramovich, that's unthinkable. But Tuchel has come in and he has completely changed the mindset. He's made players like Rudiger that everyone had written off. I'd written off myself. But the aggression that he shows, the way he throws his body on the line, every time you must come off the pitch against Rudiger and think, crikey, bruises, bumps. You feel like you've been harassed for the entire game. It's incredible the mentality that we've shown in the big games. You know, we've all played as a unit, we've played as a team, and you know the squad harmony is clearly there. You know, there's so many articles. There's a couple that bounced on my phone during the stream about Athletic, about how Tuchel has won. There was in the build-up about how he's talked to the players, he's got them on side. And it's having that common goal, which is what Di Matteo did in the 2012 win, going, look, guys, we can do something special here. Let's do it. And that's what Tuchel's done. And obviously that's what I want us to do for next season and beyond, build and go, let's do it over a season. Because that is the next step, dominating England in the next few years. But yeah, look, tonight I'm absolutely buzzing. There's so many players that stood out. And Mendy, look, we haven't even really talked about Mendy because he didn't have much to do. But he's been so important for us this season. He's given us a calm that the 3 centre-backs in front of them can go, look, I know he's going to claim most things. He's going to come out. He's going to communicate. And that has made such a difference to our defence that had so many problems earlier in the season. So look, massive kudos to everyone. And Azpilicueta deserves this. For so long, he's been at Chelsea and he's been such a great player. Even the players that didn't get on the pitch. But yeah, it's still quite surreal. I'm still getting over it. I'm still, even watching the game, I've celebrated, but I'm not like, it's still sinking in. It's like,
I know exactly what you mean.
To talk about you guys is great.
Yeah, as days goes on, it's gonna sink in, and the more streams we do, you're gonna wake up and like, champions of Europe, like wow. And we will talk about Thomas Tuchel. We will talk about, just quickly, you were talking about Rudiger, and I just wanted to say, guys, if you haven't seen Rudiger's latest article, he talks about racism and all of that, and he also talks about how sometimes he gets treated. And I tweeted something yesterday. Please go out and check it. There's a special quote in that particular article where he says, certain people, when they fight in the training ground or whenever there's a bust-up, they get looked as captain, leader, legend. And then others, because of their background, they get looked at as gangsters. And he's like, same mentality, but different branding. So that really struck to me because, do you know what I mean? Like, had it been JT, who had a bust up and it was in the news, we'd all be like, yeah, that's JT. You know what I mean? He's waking players up. Like he's letting them know that don't fall asleep. Because it's Rudiger that has all of this, all of a sudden the scenario changes for Rudiger. So I'm so happy because go out there and read that, guys. Honestly, read that article and you're gonna feel so special. After reading that article yesterday, I had so much. I always had a lot of praise for Rudiger as soon as Thomas Tuchel took over, but I had a lot more praise thinking that I can't wait for this guy lifting that trophy, and I'm so glad that he has. Ryan, let's talk about the double sixes, man. Jorginho, Champions League winner. Kante, Champions League winner. I thought Jorginho had a very good game. Ryan, he controlled things in the middle, interceptions, he pressed well as well. And Kante, you've already mentioned how fantastic he's been throughout the game. He was monstrous, but that combination was very good. I do understand in our preview we wanted Kovacic and get that goal, be in the front foot. But we also understood the fact that it could go this way as well, and it could very well work out. So what do you think about those two in the double pivot?
I think that, I mentioned in the preview, I was kind of adamant about Jorginho starting, not because he could make mistakes or this and that, but I feel that if you surround Jorginho, our build-up play could be really hampered, and it could be disastrous for us if we have a one-dimensional way of attacking and Jorginho is completely surrounded. It could be trouble for us. But I think that today, the way we built play, it wasn't one-dimensional, only through Jorginho as the register. I mean, every player in that back five made it. Yeah, you're going to get that tweet. Yeah, I would love for you to show that tweet. Yeah, I would love you to show that tweet, man.
Sarri laid the first piece of the puzzle with Jorginho, Kovacic, and developing Kante's attacking play. Lampard added more pieces with James, Mount, and signing new talent. Tuchel completed the puzzle by solidifying the defense and adding tactical nous. Project completed. Wow. I got goosebumps reading that. Wow, that's brilliant, man.
I'd still say we've got a way to go. I'm someone who always wants to improve. And whilst we've done really well, we've got to a fantastic point. I just think project is progressing well, I would say.
Yeah, it's never complete. We always want more. You know what I mean? As you said, Jonathan, we have to win the Premier League. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, continue, my man.
I think that today, our whole back five, they played a pivotal part into getting the ball to our attackers. And our front three or front two or whatever did really well in holding up play and not losing the ball in those dangerous areas. I think though twice when Bruyne lost the ball in those areas, that's when our City counter-attacked and got space to attack a medium, not high line, but medium defensive line from us. So I think that I know we said that, and another thing we said that Mendy didn't had any saves to make. That's because Azpilicueta and Rudiger made two tremendous blocks today, and that was game-changing blocks because that were two goals. Yeah. That were two goals, definite goals, and huge thing for that. I just want to go off topic for one thing here. I just in the celebratory mood we are in right now. I'm just so happy and proud that Chelsea is the club that made such legends' dreams come true. Yeah, because we made Thiago Silva had an illustrious career, but he will never forget Chelsea because that's the club that made his dream come true. Giroud had a good career, high scorer for France, World Cup, this and that, but he'll never forget Chelsea. A thing like this, Kai Havertz, every club in the world wanted them. Bayern wanted them, Real Madrid wanted them, but he came to Chelsea and he got a Champions League medal.
And you know what, Ryan? Rudiger, not in the article, he had an interview in the Chelsea Unscripted. I'm not sure if you guys saw that with Zach Jaleb and Adrian, I think the other guy. Rudiger mentioned that he's not going to lie. He was one of the inside agents to get Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, but he was saying that he was very surprised at how much Kai wanted to join Chelsea. Like, he knew Timo Werner was saying he wanted to join Chelsea. But Kai was at the age of 21. He was like, I want to join Chelsea. Like, so incredible. And now he's Champions League winner, Champions League goal scorer. Wow.
Yeah, we have become a team that young players all over the world can dream, I want to play for Chelsea because they would deliver the goods in the biggest stage of all, We've shown that this time. I'm not talking about past 3 years, 4 years, whatever. I'm talking about now that we have a project that, as Jonathan said, the project is not over. And that's right, because we have to go for every title. And I think that any player in the world right now would want to come to Chelsea. Any player in the world right now.
For sure.
And we, not only that, but I just want to talk about Tuchel for a second. He came here and he made everyone, we lost a club legend. Everybody's mood was down when he came, and he just built the belief back in us. And I'm just so excited to see what will happen in the future for us, to be honest.
No, for sure, man. I mean, I still remember January, all of us boys were so down, like where our season was going with all the caliber of players we brought in. I can't believe it. End of May, we're Champions League winners. Like this, as Cesc said, what was the famous words when we won the last Premier League under Conte? Football is effing amazing.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Football is effing amazing. Incredible, or something like that, he said. And then Gary Cahill was like, you can't say that kind of words in the TV. Krish here, do you guys think Ziyech will stay? Look, we got the whole summer to talk about this. I think it'd be very premature if he thinks about leaving. And this is me, someone who loves Ziyech, and I know I can be a bit biased, but I hope he doesn't leave. I really hope so. Because as Jonathan and the boys are saying, next season we've got to go for the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And there's going to be injuries again. There's going to be form dips again. And Ziyech has shown the quality. And we just won the Champions League, Ziyech. You have to be patient. You've got to be patient. And Thomas Tuchel has said it many times in the press conference. It's not Ziyech's fault that he's not making the team. He's playing well. But we can only give 3 players up front an opportunity. Timo Werner gets a chance always. Mason Mount's another one. It's a one spot gets rotated around, whether it's Kai Havertz or Ziyech or Callum Hudson-Odoi or Pulisic. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. So this is where I think the change of formation could change things around for Ziyech. If we go to a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, Ziyech comes in again. So plenty of conversations will happen. Jonathan, let's talk about the wing-backs, man. Reece James and especially Chilwell. I thought Chilwell. I think we need to now forget about, well, me personally, Sergio Reguilon, and also I think we even did a thread on our boy Benfica boy, Jonathan. Do you remember? Grimaldo.
Yes.
Grimaldo. Then we talked about Alex Telles in the off season. We talked about Tagliafico. Not always did we give Chilwell the credit, Jonathan, but Champions League winner. I mean, all the Leicester fans. Do you remember when we did the preview with the Leicester boys and Tom was laughing? Oh, how do you guys feel about Chilwell? Well, Chilwell's the Champions League winner, baby. Chilwell's the Champions League winner. So, Jonathan, what do you got to say about the wingbacks, man?
We did a video, I think, with Jay and Michele on Chilwell and the advantages and disadvantages of signing him. And we came out of that video going, you know what, this is a good signing. And the more we talked about it, the more we thought, if it happens, I think we'd be pretty happy. I know we were talking about a lot of other left backs. I was quite insistent on having a lot of options, but he's been good under Lampard. I think left back is good, but the way this left wing back is set up, the way that Tuchel wants the left wing back to play, it just suits perfectly. It's his style right now because it allows him to attack in certain moments, which allows the freedom. But then obviously that stability that he needs is helped by someone like Rudiger coming out and always pressing the man and being aggressive. And as we said earlier, they alternate. Sometimes when Rudiger steps out, Chilwell a bit deeper. There's a time in the 70th or 80th minute where Mount ran about 50, 60 yards to close down the man, which then allows Chilwell to get the tackle in. It's those little pieces. And as I said earlier, the glue that we move around as such a unit. Chilwell suits this left wing back role down to the ground. I still think he can convert into a left back. I mean, he played as a left back for so long at Leicester. And I think how good he is going forward can really help us, because I've always said I want our left and right back or our wing backs to get forward and support the attacks, because they're so vital in the modern day game, because as many attackers as you can have going forward, the better. And obviously in our system, having almost 3 players at times in Chilwell and James, like we did tonight, gives us such an advantage against a team that likes to strangle possession, likes to have control, commit loads of players forward, to press. You can't really press those those left and right wing backs. And James, I thought, because he was looking after Sterling, I didn't think he went as forward as much as maybe he would have liked, but he was disciplined. And obviously, Azpilicueta stepped out a few times. Kante would come across and sweep up. Jorginho would come and sweep up. But it was that left-hand side where there was a little bit more freedom, where obviously Werner was at times. Chilwell could join the attack. Mount would come over. That's where the freedom was. And obviously,
how many times did you see Chilwell go and tackle the byline? I mean, he was always aggressive to try and get in behind them and have that extra man. I mean, kudos to Chilwell, man. And also, Jonathan, I want to get your point of view. Let's be honest. When Tuchel came in, Alonso was getting the nod. So it takes immense mentality to overcome that and then take over your position. Once again, I have to give, clap Thomas Tuchel to I suppose test him in that manner. That I want to test you. I want to bring in an experienced wing back like Alonso because we know he's going to do the job. I want to see your reaction as a youngster, how you react to that. And boy, oh boy, he's Chelsea's number one left back and left wing back now.
100%. I think Alonso was well versed in the left wing back role, and the first few weeks of the season, he was played a lot by Tuchel. And I think it was almost a lesson for Chilwell to sit on the sideline for Tuchel and go, look, that's how you play a left wing back role in the attacking sense. Join as like a left winger, join the play, almost play as a left winger. But he's gone, look, Alonso lacks defensively. I need you to be the guy next to Rudiger that is going to be there when we need you to play deeper, when we need you to soak up pressure, when we need you to be tight, when we need you to be narrow. But we need you to go forward at times. So you need to pick your times when to go forward, because there was times under Lampard where he would get caught. He would go forward and he'd get caught in behind. But now he's almost picking the opportune and the most ideal time to go forward. And it's that lesson under Tuchel where he's given Alonso the chance. He's shown this is what he needs to do attacking. But he's worked on the defensive side and he's made himself almost undroppable in this Tuchel side, which is why Alonso now doesn't get a sniff, despite how good Alonso is going forward and the goal opportunities that he gives you. Chilwell, because he even takes free kicks a couple of times in a game. It's the width that he gives us. It's the fact that he joins the attacks. It's the overlapping, the underlapping. Walker wasn't sure whether to attack, whether to defend. And that was, I think, where Tuchel has identified.
And Walker didn't get away in the attack either, Jonathan. He didn't get away from him in the attack.
Because we never let anyone in behind. Because if Chilwell was forward, Jorginho, Kante would come across, Rudiger would come across. And that is why it's so important to have that extra centre-back, because it helps out the wing-backs. Look, if we convert to a left-back and a right-back with two centre-backs, it's going to be difficult because when Chilwell goes forward, we're going to have one of the DMs that's going to need to cover. The centre-backs will then go over. It's going to need to take a lot of rethinking from Tuchel, whether it's 3 or a 4. But at the end of the day, as Ryan said earlier, under Tuchel, we will be able to manage that. And it's just about adapting the game slightly. He knows that people are going to start trying to adapt to us and counter our play. He knows we need to be adaptable. Tuchel's smart enough to know that. So, look, Chilwell is adaptable. Reece James has shown, he can play at right centre-back, right back, probably at centre-back, I'd say. He can play as a defensive mid. So he's someone that is so multi-talented. Today, he quietly went about his business, Reece James, kept Sterling, who can cause a lot of problems, quiet. Chilwell on the other side had the license to thrill, and at times he did. So I'm really impressed by the wing backs. And as always, in a big game, in a performance that we needed from them, when we needed to control, they've stepped up to the plate. And so often when these guys do, we look so much better as a side. But again, the Kante, especially with Jorginho, they help so much with the wing backs because it allows them to go forward. So when you talk about the wing backs, I almost feel like you have to talk about the defensive midfielders, the left back, the left and right centre back, because we are such a unit now.
It's a unit.
It's hard to pick out one player. Like when Havertz does well up front, it's because he's joined by Werner making space, which then opens up a space for Havertz to run. Mount is always looking to break the lines. He's looking to put balls in behind. So it's just the way we play as a team. We need to take that into next season. And just keep it fresh, keep other teams guessing, because tonight was a masterclass in that formation and that style. But the way we use wing backs, I know Conte does it really well and has done it really well at Chelsea and Inter Milan, but I don't know another manager that utilizes those roles as well as Tuchel does, and also just dominates games in that part of the pitch.
The Conte's 3 at the back and Tuchel's 3 at the back is very different. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like Tuchel's three at the back and his off the ball movement and the different formations he creates along. It's not always three. Do you know what I mean? Like it shifts on the right side, it shifts on the left side. Like Ryan, as he always shows the diamond that is created on the right side.
Exactly. It's the triangles where the right wing back, the right centre back, and the DM, or even the right winger. It's the way we move up the pitch like that, and that's how we started the goal. The goalkeeper, the left wing back, and sort of, well, I don't know where Mount you want to say he played today. Left wing, right wing, centre mid, everywhere really. Left centre mid. It's that kind of triangle that moved us up the pitch, allows Havertz to break. And Gabriel, great comment about how we bossed the game. 1-0, maybe 2-0 would have flattered us a little bit. But yeah, look, brains and charisma. Tuchel is full of that, and it showed today.
Yeah. 100%, man. Honestly, Gabriel, thank you so much for the super chat. As Jonathan's already mentioned, man, I mean, we probably deserved a second one. Could have flattered us a little bit, but at the end of the day, a clean sheet. Yet another clean sheet against Man City. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've had their number. Like, Pep Guardiola, seriously, every time the camera was looking at him, he was like, he's out of it. He does not know what to do to counter Tuchel. And it's like he's overthinking all of his game plan. Do you know what I mean?
I think when you don't have a typical number 9, there's not much you could do against 5 at the back. I think that Man City did really well. Like people saying things bad about Pep, this and that. But if it weren't for those 2 blocks, Rudiger and Azpilicueta, City could have been in this game, really well. They did get in behind us 2 or 3 times. So I think next season, when they get a number 9, City's going to be on top again, and we need to be ready too and get our players too, and Liverpool will be back.
Yeah, and
Liverpool
you know what, Ryan, as Jonathan has mentioned it many times in this stream already, we got to keep improving. We got to evolve. We can't just be sitting.
Yeah.
Don't get fooled, ladies and gentlemen. We've got nearly 80
what?
people. Do you know what I mean? Like Man City are going to evolve next season, and Liverpool as well.
And Man U are 2 or 3 signings away from being a top team also. People make fun of Ole,
Solskjaer is their issue, but I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't know, man. He just doesn't have it in the big games.
I mean, this and that, but I watch a lot of Man U, and I think, honestly, they have a good puzzle going. If they get those pieces, I think Ole is a good manager. I don't know. And people might laugh at it, but I think he's well. But today is not about Ole. Today's about us.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
Well, I'm going to say one thing. I was thinking last time I was talking, I mentioned Tuchel, and I forgot what I was going to say. So I just said some stupidness about how he improved us. But I actually forgot my point back then, but I remembered it now. That a lot of people were talking about the mentality of our team, and we have a huge mentality problem, and we need to bring in players who could fix that. I am never a fan of when you are a team like Chelsea FC, bring in players from other clubs to care about our club more than our players care about our club, and or to improve the mentality of our club. I'm never a fan of another player from another team coming to be the leader of our team. I think that mentality and culture starts from the manager, and it should be engraved into our players. And I think today was a next step in engraving mentality into our players.
And you know what, Ryan, just to cut in there, we can't say the mentality anymore. These guys have now won the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like exactly. That's as big as it gets. So that's a reference point.
I mean, it's not with this team. I think that Tuchel, he always said from the first day, it's about culture. It's about that feeling on the training ground, that feeling in game, that feeling in the back room with the backroom staff in the changing room. And I think that bit by bit, our mentality, I won't say these players don't care. That's not our players do care. But I think that it takes improvement. It takes to be right at the top level, top 5 teams in Europe, to have this mentality every single game. We see we can have this mentality every other game. Every 2 games, we have the top mentality of a top team in Europe. But now let's see if we can improve that to do it every game, every week. And I don't think that necessarily bringing in players would change that. Yes, they would improve how we play this and that, but mentality comes from the manager, it comes from our players. And I think that we're on a good trajectory. And I appreciate our players. And I said it when we lost those games in the past few games. These players got us here. I said it when we lost, and everybody was bashing our mentality, this and that. These players got us to this final. and I am supporting them 100% because what we showed against Atletico, what we showed against Real Madrid, that was
And
what we showed against
Porto as well.
Yeah. I back these players, and so many of these players are inexperienced at this level, and they're only going to get better and better. So that's what I wanted to say.
100, man. And this was my video yesterday in Twitter as well. I said, we're there with you guys. We're there with every tackle, every sprint. Every time you fall over, we pick you up. We back you guys. Do you know what I mean? Taryn, I know you got to go. I'm going to let you go now. We're going to continue on with the boys with finishing off the player performances, talk a little bit about Thomas Tuchel, then we end things. But Taryn, my man, thank you so much. Any final things before you want to say, before you go?
Yeah, I mean, thank you for having me on this season. It's been a great season, the great second half of the season to be on the channel. Yeah, great to be back on with Jonathan today. Honestly, it's felt like it's been years since I've been on with Jonathan. It's just, I've seen you in the live chat, just little teasers here, there, just teasing me, but you're back here. And yeah, obviously, Ryan, obviously great opinions all the time with your, I'm looking forward to what you have to offer next season with your content. And yeah, Miss, thank you for having me on. But yeah, it still hasn't sunk in for me yet. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with Jonathan. I know you have the same thing, but I don't know. But
oh no,
I think that's his laptop charger probably that's gone or something like that. That's what we said it.
I was gonna say we once had Taryn's mum in the stream as well, which was fantastic. I was hoping that she could come in and say hello. But I do want to say one thing, guys, before we move into this super chat and into the other players as well. Next season, I'm gonna try and sponsor. Oh, Taryn's back. Taryn, I was hoping you're gonna come back because I was gonna say we had your mum here in the channel once, so it's been an epic ride. To the 110 almost on right now. Kudos. Honestly, I want to give you guys a massive clap that you guys are still here supporting. I want to give you guys a special announcement right now. Next season, we're going to take this channel to a different level. Obviously, whole new artwork and everything. We're going to invest on that. But I'm going to try and sponsor as many games as I can for Taryn to go to Stamford Bridge, to go to all the different stadiums around London at least, whether it's the Emirates, whether it's, where does Spurs play these days? Wembley or something?
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. West Ham as well. All of the places as much as I can. So he'll be the reporter for us. And we're going to be doing this with Taryn at the stadium. So, hopefully after the match, before the match, after the match, fans and all of that, he's hopefully going to have a mic and we're going to be doing this and talking with fans live. So that's going to be very, very great. I'm really looking forward to that, Taryn, man.
Me too.
But yeah, Taryn, have a lovely night, man. We're champions.
Have a good sleep. Yeah, you too, guys. You too. Have a good day, Mids. I know it's 8 a.m., but have a good day. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Massive super chat here from Declared once again. When everyone leaves their homes today or tomorrow and the first stranger they see scream Kings of Europe. I'm crashing, fellas. I'm off to sleep. Declared is someone who's from Sydney, so he's been up just like me, 4 a.m. I want to now talk about the back three, and then I'll go to Jonathan and talk about other players. Rudiger, as I said, I don't know what else to say about Rudiger. For me, he's been the most immense defender under Thomas Tuchel. I think he's been our best defender. I know a lot of people will say Thiago Silva, and 100% Thiago Silva has been a monster. Do you know what I mean? And that's expected. But the turnaround Rudiger has done from what it was under Frank Lampard to what it now is under Thomas Tuchel is world-class. It's world-class turnaround. Do you know what I mean? The way he's, managed Suarez against Atletico Madrid, the way he was so instrumental against Real Madrid, against Porto as well. So for me, this guy has been unbelievable. Christensen, kudos to Christensen. For Thiago Silva, that was so heartbreaking to see Thiago Silva get injured because he wanted to be in this final. I'm just glad that the boys have got him that trophy because that pain from last season would have been so deep, and we got that. As Ryan has said, we make dreams come true here. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I feel a bit sad for Eden Hazard. He left us, and we're Champions League winners. So it's not always
the rebuild with the funds that he brought in. It's interesting that he's helped us so much. Leaving us, helping us to a certain point in our cycle, and then the last kind of hurdle. We've used his money to bring in the likes of Havertz and Werner that spearheaded this. So,
and you know what, Jonathan? He's now moved to a Real Madrid team that kind of felt like our team a few seasons ago when he was around with all these elderly players, like a team that is sort of diminishing.
It's on the down. It's on the down. And obviously, Zidane's now left. It's really difficult. Obviously, he's been linked with leaving. So, it's an interesting. I just reading a comment from Bill Smith in the comments, because we're talking about the right wing back and left wing back. He said, "Mank Blue, gutted to the bone. Fair play. You had us all game long. Though thought James and Chilwell were excellent. Congrats." And it's other teams that are now looking at our formation, the way we play, and highlighting even Mount. The amount of fans I talk to now, my mates that aren't Chelsea fans, that go, this guy's good. Watch him for England, and they go, he's incredible. And tonight I'm getting texts saying, what a ball from Mount and Havertz. So again, as I keep saying, I've been gloating on about him all season, and they go, oh, fair play. We've got players that other clubs now, we are now, we have players that are the envy of other clubs. So that's where we want to be. And I'd say it's about taking the next step now.
Bro, Jonathan, you've been with me so many times in these previews, reviews. We've had oppositions come in. Every single time, every opposition fan said Mason Mount. Mason Mount's the player that they're worried. So that's massive. Baggy TV, my man, thank you so much. Congratulations, man. One of the OGs of YouTube. But yeah, going back to Christensen, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, that's another player that Jonathan likes a lot, man. Christensen, ball-playing CB. Ball-playing CB, do you know what I mean? He's been injured and he hasn't played, and coming to a Champions League final and to put a shift the way he did. I mean, I really hope there's talks about we're going to get a CB and this and that. I think Zoom is probably the one that's a bit shady at the moment. He's probably the one that's probably going to leave. But I think Christensen has evolved again. Do you know what I mean? He's found himself again, just like Rudiger. So Thomas Tuchel is getting the best out of Christensen, and massive kudos to Christensen and Azpilicueta. What can I say? Captain, leader, legend. Do you know what I mean? He needed that Champions League. When he lifted that trophy, I felt so good. I felt so much joy for him and the entire fan base. Just incredible. He put on another fantastic shift. Mendy, throughout the time, was a bit of a spectator. Whenever it was needed, he came and collected. But it's his aura. It's that aura that really lifts us. And for me, it was earlier in the week when they were saying that perhaps Mendy might not start because of the rib injury. I was getting worried. I was thinking, Man City might fancy us if they see Kepa. They might try and ping some shots. So that's the kind of feel that Mendy has. He just gives us so much confidence. Boys, that's enough about the player performances that we've talked about. Let's talk a little bit about Thomas Tuchel and wrap things up. I'll start with you, Jonathan. I mean, what a turnaround. What a turnaround for us from where he's taken us to what we have right now. The way players have responded to him, the way he has responded, his press conferences, the way he's so transparent. Do you know what I mean? I mean, how happy do you feel thinking next season, I cannot wait, because he'll be focused to winning the Premier League now.
100%. He's obsessed with improving this team. He's come in with, he said, in the perfect environment. There's no transfers to distract us. He's purely able to work on the team. And he didn't have much time between games. The tactics he implemented were over a 3-day period between games, which is incredible. How, we looked at that squad and we looked at so many assets or so many facets of it, and we thought, this isn't good enough. We wanted half these players to be on the way out. The way that he's brought the team together and taken us forward is incredible. And look, he has to be given massive credit for that, because we did the review when we lost to Leicester 2-0, and we wondered whether the time was up. We kept, we had Wild Chelsea on as well. We kept checking Twitter to see whether Lampard was gone, because we felt it was the end. Obviously, it was the end after the Luton game, but we watched that Leicester game and it just felt like the end. We had the first game on when, we had the link up between me, you, Nishil, Taran, and that 0-0 with Wolves. And we saw things that encouraged us, and we thought this could be a base to build on this season. But no way in hell did I ever think that we'd be in the Champions League final beating Man City 1-0. Even, last week when we lost to Villa 2-1, I'm thinking, this comes at a really bad time. The ups and downs we've had, the Arsenal game recently that I mentioned as well, the West Brom game. There's been a few cracks along the road, and I've thought up until the Villa one that they were just one-offs, and the way that Tuchel has us playing, the mindset that we have when we approach big games, which so often this season we've kept clean sheets in big games, we've won and beaten big teams. But, you know, that Villa one really hit home for me. And I was really worried that, you know, the fact we had to rely on Spurs to get top four, but we were going into one of the biggest games of our history. All season we keep talking about this is our biggest game in 9 years. This is our biggest game in 9 years. Today was one of the biggest in our history, and the players and the manager turned up. And that's why it's so satisfying to see a manager that has come in, has identified what needs to be done. And I just like the fact that we're fluid in formation. Tactically, you can see on the sidelines, he knows exactly what he wants from his players. And as someone who, look, I've coached at youth level, I'm nowhere near his level, but I appreciate the little nuances of the game. And that's something that Tuchel thrives in. So, yeah, I've absolutely loved having Tuchel in charge.
Yeah, man. And I love how he's been educating us as well as a fan base. He's so open about it. He talks about everything so openly. Maybe sometimes a bit too open. Maybe sometimes he probably just needs to hide a little few things that we don't need to always see. But honestly, he's been fantastic.
Fresh air. Look, yeah, his press conferences, breath of fresh air. Ever since he came in the first time with the respect for Lampard, every time they've shouted his name, he's gone, look, he's a legend. He's got us to this point in time. I know sometimes some of the things he said have been clever responses to keep the fans on the right path. You know, as you said earlier, in the game today, he's revving up the fans. That's what he wanted the manager. He's all committed. Yeah.
I love how I think next season when the fans are back at the Bridge, I think he's gonna.
I cannot wait to go. I cannot wait to go and see how
he's going to thrive in that particular situation. He's going to lift the fans, and fans are going to respond as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. And then with all the transfer activities that's probably going to happen during the summer, I'm really keen to see. I really hope they consult with Thomas Tuchel. I know there's a lot of talk about Lukaku and this and that and whatnot. As much as I would love to see Lukaku come in, I want to make sure that it is a Thomas Tuchel sign, because I've not seen a player like Lukaku play for Thomas Tuchel. Do you know what I mean? Aubameyang, Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani, not really a Lukaku kind of player. Do you know what I mean? Like, Lukaku is an absolute focal point. Do you know what I mean? So I want to make sure whatever you do, please run it past Tuchel, and whether that's what he wants next season. That's my biggest thing. Ryan, my man, 145 people. I can't believe this, man. Don't you guys sleep? 140, nearly 150 people. Smash the like button. Honestly, smash the like button. It's like you guys don't want to sleep tonight. I'm probably finding it very difficult to sleep. We are the Champions League winners. I mean, incredible. Ryan, I mean, 3 times Pep Guardiola now has been beaten back-to-back. He looks clueless against us. Champions League win. Everything's forgotten. FA Cup. I want to ask you this, Ryan. Had anyone said, earlier, say when Tuchel came in, that look, your Spurs are going to get you the top 4. You're just going to sneak it. You're not going to win it. Spurs will get you the top 4. FA Cup you're going to lose, but Tuchel will get you the Champions League win. I mean, what would you have said?
I said I was thinking that all along too. No, but no, it's unbelievable. It's been a roller coaster season, and I think after such a difficult year for everybody with this pandemic and stuff, today was one of the happiest days I felt, for a couple hours I felt in this whole pandemic. So I'm just really grateful for that. With Tuchel, I wasn't so knowledgeable in tactics too much before. I always used to watch football, this and that, but I'm really a student. I kind of learn out loud with my threads. And most of them, if I look back at threads 3-4 months ago, it's so outdated because my knowledge is so limited. I learn on the job. I learn while doing threads. But with Tuchel as a manager, it's just been, I've learned so much. I didn't even know these things were possible, how we can change from a 3 at the back and then build play with a 4-4-2 and then attack with 5 going up and then have those 3. It's like we have so much different shapes and different systems. I always say in my threads, it doesn't matter what system we start with. We build play with one system, we defend with the next system, we attack with the next system. Even sometimes we build play on the left with a different system that we build play on the right. So it's really crazy how we do it. So many things to learn, and it's very few managers in this world that you could learn football like that while watching. And Conte is one of them. Pep is another one. Klopp is another one. And Miz, also I just want to mention that if you're ever doing a transfer, any streams with transfers, anything, if we're heavily linked with someone, like for a couple of weeks or whatever, you could always message me and I could quickly watch about past 10 games or something quickly. And I don't watch the whole games. I just watch like first half, and you kind of get an idea of the shape for that game. So I could do a little tactical breakdown, draw some diagrams, and analyze that player. And I could jump on a stream and help everybody think, is this guy good for Chelsea, and what Chelsea could do with this guy.
This is unbelievable. By the way, Jonathan, next season, Carefree Tactics, Ryan, we're going to have a show weekly. Do you know what I mean? Once a week, we're going to do a tactical show because he blew our minds. The amount of messages, I'm not sure, Ryan, if you saw the some of the comments in YouTube as well, some of the comments in Twitter, lots of comments in Twitter. He blew our minds, Jonathan, yesterday, the way he was breaking the game down. And it pretty much worked out that way. So incredible, honestly, Ryan, incredible. And I can't wait. You're right. I will reach out to you anytime we have a transfer link, and 100% I'll reach out to you because people, they started calling you. One of the comments in YouTube was baby Pep. They call you baby Pep.
I'll take it. Hopefully I don't have Pep's hairstyle, but when I'm that age, but I'll take baby Pep any day.
Brilliant.
No, well, but I want to say one.
Yeah, go on, Ryan.
One thing about I want to end with this 1 minute is that Klopp said that this squad is a present, and we always talk about selling players, selling Zuma, this or that. Honestly, the type of players we have is the reason why we could be so flexible. And honestly, I wouldn't want to see any of them who has been active in the squad, like a Zuma, like not really Emerson or the others, but the ones who have been active, whether it's every other game or every 2-3 games. That's the reason why we'll be able to switch to different formations or system within a game or different games. So can't wait for next season. I can't wait to be here again. And up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, nearly 2 hours. We're going to finish this off here. We are the champions of Europe. Few things I want to say before we go. First of all, stay safe and have a wonderful evening or morning, wherever you're. Morning for me. Enjoy the day with your friends and family for the weekend. You know, we got to be happy. Do you know what I mean? We got to be happy. The other thing is 160 people live. I can't believe this, man. 2 hours gone, 160 people live. Smash the like button. Helps the channel out a lot. And subscribe here if you're new. So that's the other thing. And also the panelists, I will have the socials in the description very soon. I don't have it right now, but these guys have been featuring left, right, and center from in this channel. So just check out some of the previous videos and you'll see all of their links. But I will provide it very soon, straight after this. And lastly, check out the promo for the jerseys. The link is there in the description, and obviously you can see it in the ticker. If you want to get yourself a jersey today, this is the perfect time. Get yourself a Kai Havertz jersey. Get yourself a Rudiger jersey, Aspilicueta one. You know, they're very, very cheap. Plus, use the 10% this further discount that you're going to get with my code. So it's already 50% off, plus a further 10%. Go out and get yourself a jersey today. It's in the description right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, what an epic night. Thank you so much. And I'm pretty sure the boys are going to be back in this channel. We're going to do many more content. So have a good night, everyone. See ya. Champions of Europe, baby.